Hello everyone and welcome back to Starship Creator. Today we will be picking our senior staff for our Akira-class USS Potts and perhaps trying a mission or two. We'll start off with Captain, of course, with the best possible officer you could recruit for virtually any position, Darwin the Dolphin.
Captain assigned.
Okay, next. We'll go to Chief Engineer. Here we're going to scroll down to the bottom and get just about the second best candidate you could have for any position, which is Ensign Wallencheck.
Chief Engineer assigned.
Moving on to Security Officer. We know from our latest Question of Trek episode that Jenna DeSora is not just any security officer, but a security system specialist. So we'll go ahead and get her for our security officer.
Security Officer assigned.
Okay, next we have communications. And since this selection of officers doesn't include helmsman, I guess the communications officer is the closest we can get to that. I'll go ahead and use Tom Harris for that position.
Communications Officer assigned.
For first officer, I thought I'd go with the son of Moog.
First Officer assigned.
Okay. Science officer. Could use some Borg experience in that position. So we'll get 7 of 9.
Science Officer assigned.
Chief Medical Officer. I don't believe I've recruited Dr. Crusher for my ships yet.
Chief Medical Officer assigned.
Alrighty. That just leaves the all-important position of Counselor. And who's everyone's favorite morale officer? Why, Neelix, of course.
Counselor assigned.
Okay, let's check our assigned officers.
Officers assigned to this vessel.
Looks like we got all our main positions filled. Now let's take a quick look at the crew complement of our starship.
Personnel allocation by functional specialization.
Looks good for the most part, but there is one change I want to make. Specifically, I do not want any civilians on board. Even though I know Starfleet likes to do that on certain ships for some reason, I'm not a big fan of the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer that 5% civilian over to science to make sure we can man all those science labs we have installed on our starship. There we go. I think that settles our crew complement. A good balance. Let's go ahead and check out some missions.
Processing.
Let's take a quick scroll through the list. I'll pick out something good and then we'll give our starship a try. For our first mission today, we're going to try out a scientific-oriented one. In particular, we're going to be retrieving artifacts from the planet Curl. Preparing to depart. We are underway. Our course is locked in. And we have arrived in orbit. Site schematic. Looking for the last active dig site. Making inquiries about the previous team's conduct. Uh-oh. Sounds a little fishy. Questionable ethics. Federation science teams. You always gotta watch them. However, we found something interesting among these specimens. Apparently we found what we needed. So we can go ahead and hold position here for the next meeting. For the next mission, I mean. And we achieved all our objectives. Yay. Although I expect no less under the command of Captain Darwin. However, that was kind of easy. Let's see if we can find one that's a little bit harder. It turns out we've received some distress calls from the Starship Wellington near the Romulan neutral zone, so we're going to head down there to see if we can find them and at least rescue the crew. Preferably the ship as well. We're on our way. Long-range scan attempting to locate the USS Wellington. However, we aren't able to pick them up yet. Having trouble locking onto their signal. We better be careful. Well, we found the Wellington. We'll maneuver alongside to investigate. Major structural damage. 12 life forms. Sending an away team to check it out. We're looking for intruders. Looks like they were attacked by a Romulan bird of prey. Those Romulans. So predictably treacherous. But looks like we've got the Wellington in tow with our tractor beam, and we've rescued the surviving crew members. I guess we're headed back to Starbase now with our objectives completed. Engage. Well, we've arrived back at our very tiny starbase. Let's check how we did. We achieved all our objectives again. Another success by Captain Darwin. For our final mission today, we are responding to a virus outbreak on the planet Hoptus Major. In order to get there as quickly as possible, we have to traverse a dangerous nebula. So hopefully, our starship is up to the task. We're at the edge of the Izir Nebula. Scanning. Ion flux gradient. Theta plus 2. That sounds serious. Oh, approaching ion storm. That can ruin your day in a hurry. I'll try to avoid as much of the storm as we can, though. We've taken some damage to the impulse engines in the ion storm. However, we've found a lower density region. Did we make it? Oh, good. We avoided the worst of it. I'm relieved. However, there's another storm right in front of us. We need a better analysis to avoid these ion flux eddies. Thankfully, we have stellar cartography to help solve this dilemma. Proceeding out of the nebula towards Hoptus Major. Maximum possible warp. Oh, we made it. Let's get Chancellor Nugent on the comm. Getting ready to transport down a medical team with supplies. Yay, we delivered the vaccine successfully. I'm sure we don't have to worry about any kind of thing like that in real life, though. We'll go ahead and remain there to monitor conditions pending our next mission. Yay, 10,000 credits. Another outstanding performance by the USS Potts under the able command of Captain Darwin. That's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for joining us again, and I hope you have a blessed day.